Is at least 8 people were killed in the storm in the state. Over 1 million customers are still without power there right now. There is help, though. The American Red Cross stepping in, and that includes a representative from Rhode Island, Will LaPlaca. He joins us virtually right now from Houston. Will, thanks for being here with us and taking the time.
Of course, thanks for having me.
So, Will, we've seen videos of the damage, of course, but actually being on the ground there and seeing it firsthand in front of your eyes, what is that like?
The damage definitely varies by different areas. Fortunately, where I was deployed out, there wasn't a whole lot of damage in the way of downed trees and power lines, but there are still many residents that are coming to our shelters to get air conditioning due to the heat and the power outages.
Yeah, of course, we're hearing that, power outages is one of the biggest issues right now, and that's because it is so hot there. Can you speak about the dangers of that combination of not having power and then, combining that with the hot weather that they're experiencing?
Yeah, a lot of people might not feel the effects of the heat immediately, but there is a lot. Dehydration is a big factor. Just keeping an eye on body temperature, if you're reduced sweating, is a sign that you might be dehydrated or experiencing heat-related illnesses, and just making sure people are drinking a lot of water if they can, trying to find shade and places to cool off. Fortunately, all of our shelters so far have been air conditioning, and there is water and food, so if people need to stop by to cool off for a bit, they are more than welcome to join the shelters.
How full are the shelters right now? Because I know, like you mentioned, a lot of the debris has been cleaned up, but the power outage is obviously one of the biggest concerns. So are you seeing, a large number of people taking advantage of that?
That would depend on the community. The capacity of the shelters range. At most, we've seen a couple dozen people in a shelter, and at the most, we've seen maybe 100, a little over 100 people.
Have you seen flooding there as well? I know that's one of the other big concerns that, we've been hearing about nationally.
In this community, I have not seen any flooding, but I do know there were impacts due to the flooding across several communities in Texas.
And you and I were talking before this interview started about, this is your first time being deployed by the Red Cross there, but you've gone to other areas after storms have hit across the country. How does this compare to some of the other scenarios that you've seen?
The impacts varied, and that is very common with different disasters. It really depends on the path that the hurricane takes or the specific disaster takes. Fortunately, there are a lot of communities here that didn't face a lot of impacts besides power, but there were some heavily impacted areas across Texas.
Of course. All right. Well, thank you for taking the time today, and we're so grateful that there are people out there like you devoting your time to help the people in Texas.
Of course. Thank you for having me.